do. You don't know what is next. And I'm loving the fact, truly it's making me blessed. Cause I work on my team, no snakes in the grass. And we have a trust in the wind because of the work that we did in the past. Because of the work that we did in the past. Man, we went to hours, we barely got breath. So I get the realm and we didn't finesse. So I got the feelings that we might be next. Cause when we go in, we win in the match. When we go in, we win in the match. So that's how we do, cause we be the best. We be the best, best. Yeah, we be the best. Whoa. Yeah, we be the best, best. We be the best. Hey, yeah, we be the best, best. Hey, we be the best. Yo, you wanna come a test? Whoa, you want to see we the best? Hey, you don't see that we're the best kid, so I suggest you never really come and test it. But otherwise, I will smack your face like Michael Jordan does with a ball in the basket. Oh damn kid, but you didn't expect it. You never really thought that this could just happen, but now already come on and we pull out with the action. Cause people defeat those they don't get it like. Nights are getting shorter, lack of energy I'll conquer. In my soul, this is real. These nights are getting shorter. In my soul, this is real.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome on into the Find Me Alpha League Championship Series Week 6 action. We have Bimmy Jimmy Power Hour taking on Four Tops. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Revan. Joining me is Coach Egg Boy. Egg, how you doing, my dude?
Yes, sir. I'm doing good. How you doing?
I am doing super great. Oh, sweet. Title has been updated and everything. Thank you, Kareem, for that. And looks like we are about to jump right into pick and ban. Yeah, it looks like we're about to jump right into it. But both these teams, just taking a look real quick at the standings. Both of these teams are kind of on the opposite ends of the table here. You have Four Tops, who's currently sitting at 8-2. That is good enough for second place in the lower division. Meanwhile, Baby Jimmy Power Hour sitting at 1-9. They are looking to see if they can claw their way back in and see if they can get into playoff contention. And they need wins starting today if they want to do so.
Mm-hmm. And especially with only one more week after this, it's crunch time to try and get to that playoff spot. Already coming into picks and bans, we have Sejuani and Malzahar taking off the side for Baby Jimmy. Obviously, fleeing Panda over on Four Tops. You don't want to let him have the comfort in the Malzahar. I'd assume it might be an Anivia ban next to sort of pinch the pool a little bit. It's actually the Renekton coming out banned away from Necro Guy. And then on the other side, we have Fiddlesticks, Morgana, and Elise heavily targeting the jungle pool.
Yeah, so
for Bimmy.
Yeah, so it looks like they're really targeting the jungle pool there. Four Tops is, and you said the Renekton ban heading towards Necro Guy. I mean, this team is Four Tops in a bottom, so theoretically any of them go Four Tops. But we've seen Necro Guy week in week out absolutely just pop off. So they want to get rid of that. First two picks coming up on the board, Bimmy Jimmy, they are going to pick up the Seraphine pick. Makes sense. Ladies and gentlemen, if you do not know, we do have a sub in for 4 tops. That is going to be Symphonia John. He's going to be, I'm assuming, playing support. He's subbing for Hodor Nation. And Seraphine is one of his staple picks, so they're getting that right off the board. But they pick up Senna and potentially the Volibear in response.
Plus, technically speaking, this is a flex pick between. I don't know if Tenor actually plays Seraphine, but I know, caster support's right up the alley of Super Hoagie. So Seraphine is a good first pick overall. You have the Senna Volibear coming out from 4 tops. This could also be, this could be a fasting Senna. This could be just a regular 80 carry Senna. I guess we'll have to see. And then the Caitlyn locked in to go into the bot lane as well. Really safe pick for Mistborn. And if I had to guess, I would think they would take jungle here. Unless they're looking for something coming out from unless they want to get something for Tenor so they don't try and pinch the mid pool.
Yeah, that's true. The Lilia coming out, so it looks like they're going to grab the Lilia 4. Happy by 3 is Bim. And then the Sivir coming out. So it's going to be Sivir and Senna. Yeah, that's incredibly pokey if they decide to lock that one in. But yeah, that is going to probably be a Senna support. One of Symphonia John's other, staple picks. He has an account entirely dedicated to playing Senna, so
it'll probably end up being the tanky Frostfire Grasp of the Undying build coming out from him, which is fitting considering it's 4 tops in the bottom, and so now they don't have their 1 bottom, so now I guess technically it's 4 tops and a fill.
4 tops and a fill.
So we have the Malphite coming out. We have the Vigar also banned away. Banned on the side of Fleeing Panda, I believe. The set, of course, taking away those really good initiators, the really strong top laners for Jimmy himself, Big Diok Jimmy. Yeah, and really, the final ban, let's see what it'll be.
Yeah, they're really trying to target that top pool. Is 4 tops, and then Bimmy Jimmy Power Hour has a complete opposite approach. They're saying, hey, we want to target Fleeing Panda in the mid lane, getting rid of the Vigar, getting rid of the Galio. Both incredibly good bans. Honestly, I really like the bans across the board. They have a clear focus. I think a Malphite ban is always good because even if you just get absolutely smacked in lane, you are going to be relevant later on. So I really do love those bans.
All you need is the R button.
Yep.
That's really all you need. And really like the bans coming out, especially from Bimmy Jimmy, targeting Panda. Panda has been really good at facilitating his team over the course of the season. He hasn't necessarily been the carry, I would say, but he's very good at setting his teammates up for success. Yeah. So getting him off the Galio, getting him off the Vigar, getting him off those things that are able to really cause a lot of chaos and disruption and zoning power on team fights is really good. And the Jax is going to be locked in for Big Diok Jimmy. And the Diana also coming out on the other side for Garfield Juice. Yeah,
I like the Jax. I like the Jax pick right here. I want to draw one attention thing real quick for 4 tops. We had a Diana pick. Not quite sure where that's going. That could be going in the mid lane, could be going to the jungle. If they're feeling spicy, they could take a top as well. That and the Volibear. So we currently have 2 picks where we do not know where they're going. So they're probably looking to decide right after this final pick. It's going to be Sona. So that's going to actually be Sona Sport. It's going
to be the Seraphine mid. Okay,
so
Tanner is going to be running the Seraphine. All right. So looking at the teams here, we do have the Diana. So now we'll get to find out where everyone is going. Obviously their bot lane's already locked up, and they get Garen.
Okay then. All right.
Okay, so that's gonna be a Diana mid lane then, because Volibear in the jungle. unless they throw in some spicy Garen mid shenanigans, which I do not believe they will be doing. But and actually, now that I look at it, if everybody on the side of four tops and a bottom is in their order of what they're going to be playing. It is actually looking like it might be Necro Guy piloting that Sivir in the bot lane.
That would be interesting. I mean, they could also look to this game and say, you know what, we locked in playoffs, so if we kind of have some shenanigans here, it won't be the end of the world. But
Yeah.
curious to see here. So just looking at the two team comps, just off the bat, like based off one another, you know, both team comps are solid. I think it's obvious what they want to do. Baby Jimmy Power Hour has a ton of shielding. You know, they've got a lot of sustain. Their fights can last forever, which is actually really, really good for Lilia because she wants to get in and out of fights, have really prolonged fights. But before tops, you know, they have a lot of poke. So it's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be interesting to see these two teams.
It really is just going to come down to, in the grand scheme of things, it's going to come down to how well the positioning can be from Bimmy Jimmy. Because you have Senna, Sivir, Diana Qs all going to be doing a lot of poke damage. And then you have the go button of the Volibear, ult the Sivir, ult the Diana, just diving in. And you have so many go buttons, but once you get through the initial burst damage, if this is, I'm assuming it will be the lethality Sivir. Once you get through the initial burst, the sustained damage coming out from four tops is not all the way there. Whereas Jax, Lilia, Caitlyn, Seraphine, Sona are all going to be doing a lot of CC layering, a lot of sustained overtime damage, a lot of sustain and shielding to keep themselves alive. So overall, in extended fights, it's going to go a lot better for Baby Jimmy. And you also got to keep in mind this is probably going to be looking like a 4-1 for both sides, with Garen and Jax sort of matching each other in the side lanes.
Yeah, I agree. And, you know, looking at these teams, in PMA LCS, you really want to try to draft really good engage for both sides. And the engage is solid for both teams. It's just not it's not very easy to pull off, you know. You don't have any easy point and click CC. You don't have any huge tanks that, you know, jump on top of people or like Ornn ultimates and stuff like that. You do have Seraphine and Sona ult inside of Bimmy Jimmy, so that feels very nice. You can layer the Sona ult and then line it up with a couple hits from the Seraphine ult. So that's really nice. But as far as, you know, really like lock down tank engage, it's not quite there other than the Jax. But on the side of four tops, it's kind of the same story. You know, you have Garen, he doesn't really have engage. Volibear, his ultimate can be considered somewhat also with Sivir ultimate, but other than Diana, other than her ultimate, there's not really any great AoE CC on their side.
Yeah, it's mostly just they're going with the damages. Or killing them is the best CC. Death is the ultimate CC. You can't QSS the death. So they're just gonna look to dive in, kill one or two people, and then, you know, try to make it so that it's a 4v5, 3v5, and hope to win through that. But you do have to worry about the amount of CC layering from Baby Jimmy. If you get a good Jax flank with the counter strike, you get a Sona ult on top of it, or a flash Sona ult, the encore or the Seraphine ult coming over top, the Lilia sleep. There's just so many things to really not only win the elongated fight, but also to kind of dissuade this super heavy diving composition.
And looking at an update really quick onto the who's going where. Garfield Juice is going to be piloting the center. Necro Guy is going to be piloting the he's going to be piloting the Garen here unless they switch out. I don't think there's enough time for them to switch.
Nope.
But so yeah, they're just out of order. So
yeah, they're just messing with me. They're trying to make me look bad. And it actually is Mistborn going on the Seraphine and Tenor playing the Caitlyn.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Tenor, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, Tenor is an
he does play AD carry.
Wait.
They're all over the place.
Yeah, they're all over the place. We're just looking at
The only
comp
person
sort
that
of looking
is-
at the players.
The only person who is where I expect them to be is Jimmy.
Yeah.
So we have Tenor on the Caitlyn, Happy by 3 piloting the Sona in the bot lane, Hoki is playing Lilia in the jungle, and Mistborn is playing the Seraphine mid.
Yeah, so a little insight here. These roles actually make a lot of sense to me because Tenor I believe, is an AD carry by trade. He was a primary and just got picked up and got put into the mid lane, which happens. Mistborn is a traditional AD carry, but I mean, I guess he could play mid as well. Super Hokey, before the season started, everybody, if you remember back way before the draft and everything, we were talking about how there are no junglers, in the lower division. And Hokey was basically saying, hey, I can jungle, so on and so forth. And then Happy by 3 is actually support main by trade. So, these actually all make sense. A lot of people on their main roles.
Yeah, and then now that I think about it, looking at the jungle bans from 4 tops and a bottom, it really makes sense because I know Hoagie is he loves playing Elise. I haven't really seen him play Fiddlesticks. I'm sure he has plenty of games with Morgana, considering Morgana has only just recently started becoming a jungler. But all things considered, she's not the hardest jungler to pick up. So transitioning from the support role into the jungle role for her would be pretty easy on somebody who knows what she does. So,
I
like it.
Go ahead.
I'm good.
I was gonna ask, I know there's Morgana nerfs coming out, and it's a pretty big deal nerfs. Are those live yet? Do we know? Do you know?
No, I believe that is next patch.
Next patch.
I believe what they're doing is they're nerfing basically the thing that made her a good jungler in the first place. I think it was like she had the bonus damage from her pool was 150% damage to monsters. They buffed it to 185% damage to monsters, and now I think it's getting nerfed to 155%.
Gotcha.
So, if I'm not mistaken, somebody can correct me if I'm wrong, but they're basically just sort of saying you've been a little bit too strong already with the little time that you've had in the jungle, so knock her back down a couple pegs and it'll probably end up being the end of her in the jungle, or at least for a majority of competitive play.
Yeah,
I would say.
And I think, if I'm not mistaken, I thought I heard something like 60% ban rate for Morgana.
Yeah.
It was.
Oh yeah.
I mean, when you're getting banned that much, your champion needs a nerf. Like the players know a couple things about the game.
Yeah, plus you also have solo queue to factor in. I know there's a lot of support players who just hate playing against Morgana in general. I know somebody who plays a lot of Thresh, Leona, Blitzcrank, things like that. I dislike playing against Morgana, so usually if I were to play support, I would ban it.
Yeah.
And just having her strong as a support, having her strong jungler, has strong mid laner, characters could use a little bit of fine tuning.
Yeah, for sure. So I'm gonna quickly rearrange some of these things before the game starts. So it is volley in the jungle, fleeing panda mid. Okay, cool. Just making sure. All right.
We pause at 10.
All right, and I'm paused.
I am paused as well.
All right, on go. 3, 2, 1, go.
All right. So, things of note. We have it's actually not going to be the grasp Senna. It's actually going to be the
Glacial
Augment plus taking barrier, which is something, it's pretty standard. So something of note, you won't have the exhaust for the Jax, you won't have the ignite to cut the healing. But we also have a 5 stack coming in here. Is it going to be a late invade coming out from the side of Bimmy Jimmy?
Could be a late invade indeed, but they're gonna get spotted out. That's a nice boomerang that's gonna land onto just a few people. Yeah, they're gonna walk in and kind of assert their dominance here. Drop a couple wards. Smartly done by them. They got in, they got their vision, and they are going to get out. So they are going to be able to track Guy Fieric where he's going to go. So if he starts on a blue, they're going to know he's there. If he starts on red, they're going to know he's there. So very nicely done there by Bimmy Jimmy Power Hour.
Yeah, but you gave Garfield Juice the 12 stacks on his tier, and you gave him 1 CS. So
oof.
Red team's already got a gold lead. Was it worth?
Was it worth? Let's see, that gold lead is 30 gold, so
Exactly.
not worth.
Oh, there's another one. There, look at that.
Yeah, Bimmy Jimin
Vision
already
score.
throwing.
The vision score already looking bleak.
But regardless, they are going to know that Guy Fieric is starting on his bottom side of the map. So he'll likely be doing a bot to top clear, contesting at that top scuttle. Look for Lilia to kind of do the same.
Yep. And looking here, I see top lane's probably going to be a little bit even. Garen, obviously, with the passive, is going to have a lot more early on sustain. Jax is going to have a little bit more extended trading power, especially once he starts getting levels into his W and his ult. Seraphine really just wants to bully Diana as much as he possibly can for the first 3 levels before she can really start to all in.
Yeah.
Because there's no way that Seraphine will ever be able to, 1v1, but a nice long trade coming out here in the top lane.
Yeah, Necro Guy winning out on that one. Did not just by a little bit. So good scraps going on the top side. Maybe on the bottom side, Happy by 3 was caught up by the Senna route, but in the mid lane, Fleeing Panda's going to go on a Mistborn, but apparently it's not important. Oh my gosh. Direct to camera, figure out what you're doing.
Oh my god, that's so much damage.
Yeah, like we talked about the
going in.
poke, yeah. Okay. Yeah, like we talked about in pregame, the poke from the Senna Sivir combo is going to be absolutely huge. It's going to be absolutely disgusting. But Jimmy's going to go on a Necro Guy, and I don't know if it's a trade he wants to take. He's going to be able to get a couple of dodges, and he's going to get the stun. And overall, the trade is going to be even. Here's a flash. He's going to get first blood onto Necro Guy.
Well played by Jimmy. He still had, he was looking a little bit low. He still had 1 charge of the Corrupting Potion left. So he wasn't in too much danger. So good on him. Gets the flash, gets the leap strike with the empowered auto. And gets first blood for him. Also forcing the TP out from Necro Guy.
Yeah, very nicely done there, forcing the TP. But like we said, that top side, we're going to see a scuttle contest here.
Yep.
It looks like they're actually not going to fight over because Eric is there, and it looks like Big Doc Jimmy's going to back and teleport back. So they're not going to have pry over the top side, at least for now. Back on the bot side, another root lands from Symphonia John, and Happy by 3 is just getting poked out in this lane.
Yeah, both junglers are pathed up to the top side. Necro Guy actually losing a little bit on the trade. The Dorn Shield will help him with that. But now we have to see what's going to happen. Flame Panda is in base. Mistborn and Hoagie are both able to go contest this Scuttle Crab, but
yeah, Mistborn a little bit late to the party. He had his opportunity, but he wanted to take it back. And that's going to be a stun right onto Super Hoagie immediately. He's going to get taken low. The Smite's going to heal him back up. That's a nice route there from Symphonia John. Hoagie's able to flash away to safety, but they are going to pick up the Scuttle. So that is a double Scuttle Crab for 4 top.
yeah, that is... I've never actually seen that. I love that.
Yeah, so, I mean, Guy Fieric went top, got the top Scuttle, and then went straight to mid to get the bottom Scuttle. Not quite so sure about that one, Chief.
I've never seen the God King Garen dance ever before. That animation is amazing. He just pulls out the lion and just starts dancing with the lion.
Ooh, Garfield Juice able to use a spell shield. Keep some of his health at least.
Waving a little bit of a predicament spot here for Jimmy.
Yeah, but Tinder's gonna get engaged on. It's 4 members on the bot side. He did burn his flash, he did burn his heal, and he is looks like he's going to be able to escape the ignite. A couple more ticks are gonna do it. Oh no, the shielding at the last second is gonna keep him alive. So they expelled the Fleeing Panda's flash. All for Caitlyn flash.
Oh, this is not
this is not look good. Yeah, Necro Guy's got level 6 on him, and that is a solo kill on the top side. So far, both top laners got a solo kill on each other.
Yep. And looking at the farm, about 2 waves in favor of Necro Guy. Eric is up. Let's see, do some math. About a little less than 3 camps. And mid lane, about a wave in favor of Mistborn, and bot lane, again, probably around 3 or 2 or so waves in favor of Garfield Juice. I mean, they have had prio in this lane the entire time, but this big wave here is going to help that out just a little bit. So right now, I think both sides are just kind of chilling. They know that really mid-late is where they're going to be looking to really scrap. Volibear's a really strong early game champion. Lilia, not so much. Yeah, she has damage, but you're really just looking for her to hit level 6, get the really, you know, the 9-man sleep, put everybody in the game to sleep.
Oh, the
really
TSM memes.
Oh yeah.
Flame Panda's gonna go in on Mistborn. He's gonna pop the ult, but he's gonna get charmed up himself. And so both ults are popped right there and by the mid laners. Flame Panda ultimately winning out on that trade. I was while you're talking, I was really surprised to see Guy Fieri path the top side while the dragon was alive. You know, his bots had perma prio, so you want to think they want to take advantage of that, but he elected to go top side and clear out his top camps. Meanwhile, his bot lane is looking to path up to that Drake or even possibly the Scuttle Crab here.
Yeah, I think he might have just gotten a little bit feeling like he can path his way down to bot because he knows that his bot lane has had such priority. And as you say that, Garfield just is having to expend the flash. This is looking like a dive for Big Dick Jimmy. This is a really big wave. Ult a little early, but the tower shot and the Triumph heal is going to keep him alive.
Yeah, the Triumph heal was absolutely huge there at the end of that fight. But meanwhile, we do see Guy Fieri starting up the Drake here because Tenor is so low, he can't really even think about contesting. And Mistborn's not even in mid lane right now, so this should be a free dragon here for 4-top. Nice start overall so far for them. It is an even gold, but this first Drake is going to help them out after that.
Yep, and with such tanky boys like the Volibear and the Garen, having this early Mountain Drake isn't going to do much right now, but later on it's going to be a lot more as we see.
But back on the bot side, Tenor does not have his flash, and he is going to be taken down right there by Garfield Juice. The flash is going to be burned by Happy by 3. I'm not sure if that was quite so necessary, but anyway, they're going to pick up the kill, and it looks like they're going to try to shove this one in and potentially get a couple plays to their name as well. Maybe not.
And right now, looks like Guy Fieri gonna go back to player's bot side. If I'm him right now, you're feeling pretty good. Like, you have winning lane, bot lane, top's a little bit even, but you know it is what it is.
A large wave pushing.
Yep, he can path his way top. Look for a fight with this against the Jax. Jax is strong, but he's not on the Blade of the Ruin King Triforce yet, so he's not really at that really strong 1v2 level. So a little bit of trading here in the mid.
Yeah, but Flame Panda is going to go back in. He's going to drop the ult Mistborn, forced to use the flash to get out, and that is just a flash burn. His ultimate was not quite available. Flame Panda posturing like he wants to go back in, but he says, no, that'd be way too troll. I would die. So he's going to get the flash once again from his opposing mid laner and win that trade out right.
Yep, and that's something you have to keep in mind when you are playing Diana. And you're playing against a really squishy carry and you're trying to go for those all-ins, you should always go for the Q, dash on in, get the dash reset, then you use your ult, and then you wait to see if they flashed or they have a dash or anything like that to try and get away, and then you use your secondary dash to get on top of them. Because if you did that, the amount of auto attacks that you'd be able to keep using and auto attacking him, he would have.
Oh, Jimmy's going to flash. He's going to take down Necro guy once again. The Sentinel came through, so Necro thought he had a little window to fight, but Necro burning the flash, getting his 3rd kill of the game and his 2nd solo kill over Necro guy.
Yeah. Jax doing Jax things, really. And even with the 3-1 Jax, it is actually still about a 500 gold lead for the red side. You know, those are 2 early wards getting killed, really paying off for them.
Yeah, but Jimmy's gonna, looks like he might have stayed a little bit too long. He's gonna get the stun on Necro guy, and it looks like they're not gonna try to pursue him. But on the bot side, Garfield's just gonna get rooted up. The Caitlyn ult's gonna come through. He's not gonna take him down.
And I mean, this isn't a bad place for Tenor to look for roams. You know that your bot lane has been having a little bit of trouble with priority. So just coming to relieve a little bit of pressure. Hopefully get some summoners, get a kill, maybe try to even this up a little bit, 15 CS or so, if I'm not mistaken, is equal to about a kill.
Yeah, something like that.
If you can get yourself one of those kills, try and even up the CS a little bit. And Hoagie roaming to the top.
Yeah, Hoagie's on the top side. He's gonna put Necro Guy asleep there, but here comes the Volibear ulti on the top. Guy Fieric's gonna try to go on to Big Deox Jimmy. I'm not sure if it's gonna work out for him. Yeah, he's gonna get taken out, and Big Deox Jimmy is on a killing spree. He is 4-1 at 12 minutes, but meanwhile, Fling Panda in the mid lane is gonna get that on. He's finally gonna pick up that kill, cashing in on that flash he burned about 2 minutes ago. So very nicely done there for both sides, picking up kills for both teams.
Yep, and really a little bit of an overstep there from Guy Fieric. Oh, and Jimmy going in again.
Jimmy's gonna try to dive. Necro Guy popping the ult, but red buff is just gonna take him down.
Corrupting bot.
Oh,
The damage over time just gonna take it. But now Jax is scary. He has the Sheen. He has the Bork finished. You have to be really careful about how you approach these ganks from here on out, because he does have the ability to 1v2, especially he has ult up to make him a little bit tankier.
Yeah, but TP on the top side. Mistborn doesn't have his ult. He's gonna use the teleport, but he didn't have his ult available, so nothing's gonna come out of that one. Guy Fieric's gonna come in for the counter gank. That's a double root right there. Guy Fieric's still looking for more. He's gonna get the stun onto Mistborn rather. He's gonna take him down, but here comes Fleeing Panda. He doesn't have his ult available, but it doesn't even matter. It's a double kill for Garfield Juice, and they are absolutely rolling in this bot lane.
Yep, that was a really good collapse coming from the side, the red side, from 4 tops and a bottom. You saw the teleport come out. Immediately as the teleport came out, you saw Flame Panda start to roam down. He pushed up the mid lane a little bit. I believe he is now bouncing off the tower from where he crashed it. And, in the process of all that, Hoagie gets himself the Rift Herald. Top tower did go down in favor of Bimmy Jimmy, so you have a lot of gold sitting in this Jax, but there's a lot of gold spread out throughout the entire enemy team. Aside from the Garrett, who's a little behind right now. Currently about 25 CS down 1 kill to 4 or 1 kill to 5.
Yeah, about a 3,000 gold deficit from him, so that actually feels really bad. It's a 3,000 gold deficit for him, and his team is actually up 1,000 gold, so that tells you what you need to know about how the rest of his team is faring. So it might be one of those, hey, Necro, just, we got you, buddy. We got you, buddy.
Yeah.
We'll
sit back and enjoy the ride.
Just sit back and hang out. We'll take it from here. So, but yeah, like I said, nicely done from the Sivir Senna bot lane here. They were able to get permanent prio, have a pretty good CS lead for themselves, 20 CS. They're up about 1,500 gold right now. Garfield Juice is just looking to go into 2 people. He doesn't even care. That's a nice double root again by Symphonia John. Looks like they might want to go for some more. Symphonia John's poking away. Garfield Juice, maybe not so much want to go in, but regardless, he's just fearless. He's walking into 2 people, knows he has his spell shot available. So even if happy by 3, but meanwhile in the mid lane, Fleeing Panda once again takes down Mistborn.
Yep, he is gone, and that should be another kill. It is not. He gets away by the skin of his teeth.
Yeah, he does get away by the skin of his teeth. Super Hoagie's on the prowl, though, but Guy Fieric's right behind him, and he's going to have a level advantage, so any fight is not going to be opportunity. But Fleeing Panda is on the roam, and the turret has been taken down. Look to see a fight. Fleeing Panda on the flank. He's going to look for Tenor. He's going to go in, and he is going to not take him down. The head by 3 with the ult's going to keep him alive temporarily, but he's going to get taken down immediately. Guy Fieric also is going to get taken down by, or Super Hoagie's going to get taken down, rather, and that is a 2-for-0 in the favor of 4 top.
Yep, right now it's looking pretty rough. It looks like it's going to be Jimmy versus the world.
Let's see you today.
It's... So, right now what I would like to see... I don't think we're going to see it, but what I would like to see is I'd like to see them focus a little bit more top. Maybe rotate Jimmy into the mid lane, try to focus down this mid tower so you can get a little bit more deep vision. Try and see if you can get somebody in a rotation. Try to catch out like Senna or Diana, because Diana's very good at getting in. She's not the best at getting out.
Mm-hmm.
So if you can try and make a pick and then sort of snowball off of that as best you can, maybe get a pick before Dragon, make it a little bit easier on yourself, hopefully transitioning into this mid-late game.
Yeah, but Fling Pan is on the hunt once again. He does have the ultimate available. He's going to be looking there for Happy by 3. And he's going to find him. He's going to dash in. He's going to ult, and he is going to take down Happy by 3. Yeah, he does take down Happy by 3. It took a little bit longer than anticipated. But one thing I want to say, we're talking about Jimmy, but meanwhile, on the bot side, Fling Pan is going over Tinder. He's going to jump right over the traps. Gale Force is going to see if he can get away, but Fling Pan does have his dash available, and he's going to use it. He's not going to be able to take him down because of a perfectly timed Seraphine ultimate, and the Kaylin ult's going to come over top. Not going to be able to take him down, but Mistborn is going to flash in, and he is going to get the shutdown gold onto Fling Panda. Finally, this madman has been shut down.
Yep, and that's actually huge. They get the they save Private Tenor. They get the Senna ult coming from Symphonia John. They also get the shutdown gold, which is going to be really good for them. The only issue that I have is it looks like they're going to be stacking the Leon trees, which is a little rough, but you know, it happens. But
yeah. But one thing,
trying to get the mid tower, get some prio before this dragon spawns in a little less than a minute.
Yeah, this mid tower is absolutely huge. If they can get this, then you can kind of free up Jimmy to kind of roam around the map a little bit more. You can also free him up to do some split pushing, because if he goes to a side lane and just kind of stays there, nobody's going to respond to him. I mean, nobody can respond to this Fed Jax right now. But meanwhile, I mean, the Drake is up in 37 seconds, and Four Top are going to look to see if they can get onto Soul Point here at about the 19-minute mark. But the Sibberol's coming through. They're looking for Big Diok Jimmy. Not going to be able to get these stuns just yet. He's going to get silenced, and that is a 5 versus 1. He can't take that one down.
Nope.
There's one way you take Jax down. You just pile 5 people on top of him, I guess.
Yep. And now there's absolutely no way that they can really contest this Drake. So this is going to be Four Tops on the bottom looking to get themselves to Soul Point. They already have for themselves about a 4,500 gold lead. It's looking a little rough.
Yeah, looking a little rough indeed. Looks like Bimp is just going to say, all right, we're giving this. We're going to push in. Maybe we can pick up a tower here real quick, but they got to be careful, because the second that Drake's coming down, they are going to run straight to mid, and they might just get collapsed on here real quick. It looks like that's what's going to happen.
Yep. They don't have their ults, though.
They do not have ults.
They don't have Seraphine ult just yet, but the 4-man sleep.
Yeah, 4-man sleep is going to delay that for a little bit, and that's going to be Super Hoagie taken down. Big Diok Jimmy's trying his best to do what he can, but he gets a double kill. That is a nice Seraphine ult onto 2, but they can't really do much else, because Big Diok Jimmy, even though he took down 2 people, he was second down, and overall, they trade Dragon for Tower and a 2 for 2.
And it's also just really unfortunate for them that it is an infernal soul that they're going to be looking at, because the biggest thing, like I said, was them trying to survive in these fights, survive the initial burst, so that they can get these sustained team fights. So the extra burst from the infernal soul, if it comes out, is going to be just the absolute bane of the existence of Baby Jimmy. Yeah,
you said it perfect. They're wanting to have late game drawn out fights, but I mean, you can't sustain if you're just getting absolutely dove on there by Guy Fieric. He's been on top of him, and also can't fail to mention, Sivir, Senna, in lane it was terrifying. Right now it's equally as terrifying. They're doing so much damage before any fight even breaks out, and they're going to continue to do so.
Yep. All I ask is whoever decided that making this Sivir build a competitively viable thing, I hope they reevaluate themselves and learn from their mistakes. Because I understand the counterplay is tanks, but yeah, you don't really have many of those right now.
Not many good ones, at least. You got Scion and I guess Ornn, but nobody likes to play Ornn and Silicu, so
yeah,
that's about it.
It's a rough one, but right now you have Jimmy just trying to get that standing goal to the bot out from tower.
But the Silver ult, they see Jimmy on the bot side, and they pop the Silver ult to run right into him. Hive by 3 is stunned immediately, and he is going to get taken down. Tenno looks like he's going to be next, but he's going to be able to net out. Meanwhile, on the bot side, Fling Panda and Big Doc Jimmy are going at it, but Big Doc Jimmy is going to take down the enemy mid laner. It's a 1-for-1 across the map. So, equal trade, I suppose. But if you're BIM, you take those, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, you're trading mid for support there, so.
Your biggest goal is you just funnel as much money into Jimmy as you possibly can. Sit him in these side lanes and hope that, you force them to react. You don't win the straight up 5v5 or the straight up 4v4. So you get Jimmy to a point where they have to send more than one person. Obviously, right now, they can't just send Panda. Even if they send Necro Guy and Panda together, it's still maybe a little bit close. So it really comes down to, forcing their hand. It's not about outplaying your opponent. It's waiting for your opponent to outplay themselves.
Yeah.
I'm a cutie pie.
Yeah, that's a very good point. Wait for them to outplay themselves. And I mean, they also know this. They know that they can win. If the Jax is on the other side of the map, they can win any fight they want. That's what we saw. That's why we saw the Silver ult popped. That's why they immediately ran in as fast as they could to see if they could win a team fight. But both teams know this, and so look to see the rest of the game kind of play out how the last minute and a half or so played out.
Plus, another thing of note is if you look at the side of Bimmy Jimmy, obviously when Jax is off in the side lane, you're really worried about the Volley Bear and Silver ult all just coming and diving at you. But barring Caitlyn, looking at the side of Bimmy Jimmy, you have a lot of really good disengage ults.
Yeah, you do for sure, but that's going to be a Drowsy on to Fleeing Panda, but Garfield Juice is unstoppable, and the Silver ult's going to come through, and Fleeing Panda is going to get out of there. Leandry's burn is not going to do enough because Symphonia John's there to pop the Q. So it goes in, they get a kill on a Super Hoagie, and they get right out of dodge because the next Drake, Soul Point, Infernal Soul, is up in 25 seconds.
Yep, and the jungler is not up for another 15.
Yeah, and Tinder's going to get dove onto. Doesn't have his flash available, but he's going to get out. They could have dove a little bit further, but they elected no. We want to play it safe. Drake's up soon. Let's not try to do too much.
Yep. Just showing a little bit of restraint. Right now, they have a little bit of leeway to be able to flex a little bit harder, but I respect them for not doing it. But it's actually the TP coming in for Jimmy, TPing directly in.
Yeah, but Necro Guy is also going to get the TP in as well. It's going to be a 4v5. The jungler for Bim is not quite there yet. The Seraphine ult goes wide, doesn't land on Domini, but that is a nice root on a Necro Guy. And I think they just want to disengage this, even though this is a drawn-out fight, and they have the sustain on their side. They just don't have the money. They don't have the gold. I don't think they can take it.
Yep, it's really just a stat check at this point. Plus, you don't have the really big ultimates that you need. You hit a 3-man Seraphine ultimate, but you don't have the Lilia ultimate. You don't have the Crescendo to really follow up. So, but looking on the other side, you have the Garen ult if he decides that he wants to join the fight. You have the Diana ult who will just completely one-shot any of these squishies, especially now that they have the Infernal Soul.
I'll look at that Cinestack check in just a second. Looks like a fight. Okay, guess not. All right, Cinestack check is at 105 for you. Amberine, 105 Cinestack check.
Yeah, that's quite a few, I would say.
That is quite a few, indeed. 107 now. The, come on. But whatever. Anyway, Sid's got a lot of stacks. That's all that matters. But the four top are looking to do this this Baron because they did see Big Doc Jimmy on the bottom side of the map. So, they're just going to look to see if they can get an easy Drake. Not really going to be able to contest is Bam, and they are going to get a Diamond Hand Stamp King. Oh, man. But regardless, they do get the Baron, and what I would like to see from them, they're one of the top teams, and so they have to be able to prove it here. I want to see them see if they can end this game within the next 5 minutes. Maybe not, before the Baron goes out, but maybe win a team fight, push them in, hips down, and close this game out strong.
Absolutely. It's going to be very hard for the side of Baby Jimmy to try and pull this back. But one thing of note, you have all of the outer towers down except for the mid lane, you have the tower advantage. So if you get just one good fight and you get a wave that's in just the right spot, you could possibly be able to just push through and end the game.
Yeah, but Guy Fierre's going to look for Tenor once again. Not going to find him. Oh, gosh, that is a very fast bear.
Oh, my God.
Oh, my Lord. What did I just see? I think that was the movement speed from the Cinemis. I think that's what that was. But that was very scary.
Cinemis, the Sivir ult, and the Chem Tank with the Dead Man's Blade, if I'm not mistaken. So that's a very speedy Yogi right there.
It's like what's the saying? Don't let a bear chase you downhill.
Yeah.
But anyways, oh, Happy by 3 is gonna flash ult, but the ult's not gonna land. Seraphine ult is though. Guy Fierre's gonna use the unstoppable to get away, and they're not gonna be able to get it. Unfortunate timing there, not being able to land the Sona ult. But meanwhile, on the bottom side of the map, you see Fleeing Panda. He is pushing in. He's got the Baron buff, and he's trying to use it to push these waves. And he can honestly just stay, because remember, they can win any 4v fight they want.
Yep, and you also kind of saw there the dichotomy of the Seraphine ult. You know, you always hear Jake complaining about the extending of the range every time it hits somebody, and there you just sort of see.
Yeah.
Oh.
Happy by 3 was on the map. Now he's not. So look to see if they can finish this Baron or finish this game off. They have a little bit of time left on the Baron. I want to say...
Oh my God, that damage.
Yeah, that damage is kind of nuts. But Big T actually, he's on the flank. They do know he's there. So they're going to look for him. That's the Diana. Hold on to him. He's going to get the dodge, but it's not going to work. Fleeing Panda is going to get taken down right there. Oh, but in the meanwhile... Jimmy's going to get taken down by Fleeing Panda. And that is a godlike for Garfield Juice. Guy Fierre once more. They're going to take down that kill. They're going to take down this tower. They're going to take down this inhib as well. And probably look for the kill. Or probably look for the end of the game, rather.
Yep, if I had to guess, they'll probably take both the inhibs. They have a massive wave coming through. They have an average size wave coming through mid. They have a big wave coming through bot. That's just going to be the end of the game there.
Yeah, that's going to be the end of the game. Ladies and gentlemen, in game 1, 4Top is going to go to 4Top over BIM. Absolutely smashing that game. The Sivir sent a combo in the bot lane, having permanent Prio, you know, and Fleeing Panda dominating the mid lane. Guy Fierre, just all over the map. And remember what we talked about Necker, guys? One of the things is just like, hey, just hang on. Just hang on for the ride. What we got, we'll take it from here. So, ladies and gentlemen, 4Top taking game number 1 over BIM.
Yep, and I mean, you saw he was 1-4 about 10 or so, maybe 15 minutes into the game, and he only died one more time from a team fight. You know, by the time the game ended at 28 minutes. So, honestly, really good stopping of the bleeding there. He didn't let Jimmy get too far out of hand, knew what fights he could and couldn't take, and really just playing a really good weak side after he fell behind a little bit early.
Yeah. Yeah, actually, I made it. Oopsie, I didn't get the damage, so we'll have to see if we can get that from somebody else. But game number 1, going to 4Tops and a bottom. If you would, for me, get the straw poll going so we can get that MVP vote rolling. Yep. That would be fantastic.
I will make that right now.
Thank you, sir. I'm trying to get the stream ready for transition. Right. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you missed it, if you're just now tuning in, 4Tops and a bottom, they were able to take game number 1 pretty convincingly. Thank you, Fleeing Panda. 19,000 damage for Sivir, 60.9 for Diana. Thank you so much, Fleeing Panda, for that. Before we get the straw polls rolling, I just kind of want to talk about, you know, potential MVP votes. Yeah, that is very true. Jimmy snowballed really hard and almost made the game real tough. Yeah, it was. There was those 1 or 2 solo kills on the top lane that was just kind of Jack's just doing Jack things. But I would talk about MVP voting real quick, if you'd like to. For me, honestly, it's got to go to Garfield Juice, man. On the Sivir, you know, we talked about the Sivir set of combo, how it was going to have Prio, and they did that exactly. He had the most damage in the game, or at least most damage on his team, rather. And, you know, the Sivir ults, the second they saw Jax on the opposite side of the map, he pops the ult, they go in, they win a fight. You know, just doing tons of damage from long range from downtown. But for me, so the game one, I know ADCs can't get MVP, but you know.
See, it's funny that you say Garfield Juice for MVP. I personally would actually go with Symphonia John. The lane that they had, a lot of it, at least from what we saw, a lot of the damage that really gave them that prio came off the back of a lot of really well placed center routes. You also see a lot of proactive Senna ults coming out, saving a lot of people, doing a lot of damage, and just overall just played really, really well with the team. So I personally am going to give mine to Symphonia John, but
I mean, of course, we all know about ADCs, how they can't win MVP and stuff. So that does make sense.
Not win MVP.
And ladies and gentlemen, this is why Symphonia John has an entire profile, entire account dedicated to playing Senna. So we are going to be back in just a few minutes. If you have not already, please go vote in the straw poll for Game 1 MVP. But yeah, we're going to be back in just a few moments. Get right into game number 2.
Feel free, and I just wanna be me. Yeah, I just wanna go so crazy. I just wanna be a freak. Yeah, I just wanna rise to the top. Yeah, I just wanna go reach the peak. So I've been really well focused on success. Hey, y'all will see. Yeah, you'll see that I will get it. Cause I'm really focused, man. I make it with the rap and I just follow my path. I just follow my passion. To me, this is what's precious. Yeah, in my soul, man, I can feel it. So every single verse, man, I just gotta go and kill it, man. I gotta be the kid. I could be the guy taking you wild. I could be the villain, but that is okay. Lately, I'm painting my path on my way. Yeah, I got no time that I can waste. So I've been sitting in the space. Yeah, making rest every day, man. You know that I go insane. Yeah, I hit you with a bullet to the brain. Let us stop first, cause we going insane. You don't know what I'm gonna do. You don't know what is next. And I'm loving the fact, truly it's making me blessed. Cause I work on my team, no snakes in the grass. And we have the trust in the wind because of the work that we did in the past. Because of the work that we did in the past. When we went to hours, we barely got breath. So I get the realm and we didn't finesse. So I got the feelings that we might be next. Cause when we go in, we win in the match. When we go in, we win in the match. So that's how we do, cause we be the best. We be the best, best. Yeah, we be the best. Whoa. Yeah, we be the best, best. We be the best. Hey, yeah, we be the best, best. Hey, we be the best. Yo, you wanna come and test? Whoa, you want to see we the best? Hey, you don't see that we're the best kid, so I suggest you never really come and test it. But otherwise, I will smack your face like Michael Jordan does with a ball in the basket. Oh damn kid, but you didn't expect it. You never really thought that this could just happen. But now really come on and we pull out with the action. Just people defeat those they don't get it like.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are getting back here into game number 2. Jimmy Power Hour taking on Four Tops and a bot. Four Tops was able to take game number 1. My name is Revan. Joined with me is my good friend, Coach Eggboy, formerly known as MU Eggboy. Egg,
Yes,
how's game
sir.
number 1?
It was good, and
It was
depends on
good.
which side you're a fan of, depending on whether it was a good game or not. Of course, we have casters here that are not biased at all. So it was a absolute slobber knocker. I loved every minute of it.
I loved every minute of it too. By the way, if you have not voted for the Game 1 MVP, go do that right now. Currently, Garfield Juice leads the voting 4-2. So go do that. We'll cut it off here in about 3 minutes. But we are in a pick ban. Right off the top, we see the bans very similar. Sedge and Malzahar taking off for Bim. But meanwhile, the Fiddle, the Elise, and the Morgana. Four Tops targeting. The last game was Super Hoagie, so.
Yep, that's to be expected. Hoagie in the jungle. So, and Jimmy taking the Sivir off the table. I really like this adaptation because Sivir was a very key part of the success of the first game. We have the Senna lock in for Four Tops going to take that and run it back.
They're gonna take that immediately, and so very nicely done right there to pick up that priority pick early on. They're gonna get the Zaya. Bim is so a very good, very safe AD carry once she hits level 6. Nice pickup right there. Sorry, let me get your spec link for you.
There we go.
You got it.
I just realized that I joined up after it was already sent out.
Gotcha.
So I was basing it off the stream. So it is actually going to look like the Zyricon picked up for the Jimmy Power Hour, or not.
Or not.
It's going to be Seraphine again.
It's gonna be Seraphine again, and I actually really like this pick too, because Seraphine once again is a pick that Symphony John could look to pick up, so they could have sent a Seraphine in the bot lane, which would be absolutely bonkers. And so they say, no, we want to take that away from Symphony John. Don't want him to get on another champ that he is absolutely bonkers on, so we're just gonna give him the Senna.
Yep, and also something of note, Seraphine, we just saw Mistborn pull it out in the mid lane. Also, now that we know that Happy by 3 is the one playing support, I know Happy by 3 plays a decent amount of Seraphine, but also on the side of Four Tops, we have Cho'Gath locked in. So chances are that'll be a Senna Cho'Gath bot lane coming out for Four Tops on the bottom, and the Mordekaiser locked in as well, probably coming in for Necrogath.
Senna Cho'Gath. I mean, this team is Four Tops and a bottom. Garfield Juice, formerly known as OG Juice Man, or formerly known as OG Phil Man, is very comfortable on, pretty much any champ. He's comfortable on top lane champs because I believe that's where he used to reside mostly.
Yep.
So, so Cho'Gath is a very familiar champ. They grabbed the Mordekaiser, but in response, they immediately, BBJ Power Hour immediately grabbed the Fiora to deal with that Mordekaiser.
Yeah, and I mean, Fiora's not an awful pick. I think it's a skill matchup. You have the spell immune on the riposte. You have the ability to riposte the pull. If you still get hit by it, because it's a hard CC, you will stun whoever tries to pull you. If he's really fancy about it, it's possible that he could riposte the Mordekaiser ultimate.
Yeah, I was about to ask that.
That would be something that would be really fun to see.
Yeah.
We'll see how well Jimmy will be able to pilot this and see if he'll pull out the really good flashy plays. So second round of bans, we have Diana Vigar for up Bimmy, banned against Fleeing Panda. Obviously seeing that Panda is able to pilot those to quite a bit of success, and it shows that they're probably going to be looking to draft a little bit squishy. Obviously, Diana was able to one-shot just about anybody on the team, and then on the other side is going to be both AP junglers, the Lilia and the Evelyn banned away. So 5 jungle bans coming out for Super Hoagie, and is the Kayn locked in?
Yeah, the Kayn locked in for BBJB Power Hour. This could be Happy by 3. I know I think he plays a little bit of Kayn, so this could be him. We could see Super Hoagie going back to the bot lane to pilot the Seraphine there. Or going back to the support rather to pilot the Seraphine. But yeah, Baby Jimmy, they do have this counter pick, so I'm really curious to see what they'll do with that last pick. Lissandra looking like it's going to be the pick. Yeah, there it is, locked in for Fleeing Panda. Another one that can just get on top of people and do a lot of damage in the middle of a fight. Another very valuable ultimate. And then Renekton, the last pickup. So that is a lot of beefy front line for this for Senna.
So it also looks like it'll be a jungle Mordekaiser, if I had to guess. We had the Senna Cho'Gath bot lane, Renekton obviously going to the top lane, and then Lissandra in the mid. So it's actually going to be the jungle Mordekaiser coming in for
Eric, I guess.
Eric, yes. Guy Fee Eric on the jungle Mordekaiser. And then the Cassiopeia locked in. So
is that Super Hoagie?
I wonder if it's going to be Super Hoagie in the mid lane. So it'll probably be Happy by 3 going mid. Mistborn probably piloting the Seraphine bot lane, and then Hoagie is going to place the Cassiopeia mid. If I had to guess.
Tenor? I don't know.
Tenor, I've seen Tenor playing quite a bit of Xayah in his. I have tuned into his stream a few times this week. Always support the homies. And he has been playing a decent one. So I think that is him playing Xayah. Obviously, you have Jimmy playing Fiora.
Hoagie Cass. Craigasm. Craigasm indeed. So let's talk about these two team comps here. You've got on the side of Four Tops, you've got 3 really good frontline options and a really great engage option from Lissandra, backed up by what we assume is Symphonia John on the Senna, who proved last game he could be an absolute monster on that. So let's go ahead and talk about Four Tops as a team comp. I think, obviously, they got some really, really great frontline to keep Senna alive and to keep that frontline healed. And good engage from Lissandra ult as well.
Yeah, it's really going to come down to the flank game and the vision control coming out from both teams. Obviously, Lissandra Renekton can cause a lot of chaos if they're able to make it to the back line. Mordekaiser, Cho'Gath are also, and Senna, all are just sort of looking for kind of a front to back. But when you have a 3-player front to back with a 2-man back to front, you have like this very explosive kind of pincer maneuver, and especially with a very squishy Bimmy Jimmy team comp, it's going to be quite volatile for them. I have to say, if I have to vote on who I think is going to win based on team comp alone, I know we don't see a lot of jungle Mordekaiser, but I think I'm going to have to go with Four Tops. I think Bimmy Jimmy is going to come, and I think they're going to have a lot of the same struggles that they had in the last game, where they don't have a really big frontline initiation. They just sort of have, let's hope they get hit by a Fiora ult or a Seraphine ult, or let's hope they, try to over-aggress and get hit by the Cassiopeia ult. They have a decent amount of counter engage, but not necessarily a lot of main engage. Like, you're going to be mostly looking for pain flanks with the knockup from the W, because I'm assuming with this tanky Four Tops, he's going to look for Red Cane. Yeah, I think based on that, I think it's going to be a little hard for Bimmy Jimmy to win the game. But obviously, anything is possible. You don't want to write them off from Champ Select, because human error is thing. Execution testing people. So we will see.
Yeah, and one thing I do want to point out that Bimmy Jimmy has that is completely different from last game is they're going to have the bot lane that should have the priority early on. They're not going to be facing Senna, Sivir. They're going against Cho'Gath, Senna. So that is a lot different of a combination to go against. And meanwhile, they have the Seraphine, the Xayah. They can poke out a little bit better. So they should have prior over the bot lane. So we shouldn't see that gaping chasm of a CS gap that we saw last game around. But one thing I do feel really bad for is Kayn into tanks. Into that many tanks is not very fun. Even if you go red Kayn, it's still not very fun. So, But regardless, I mean, Hoagie on Cassiopeia, he could honestly just look to 1v9 this game, which is possible. So,
oh yeah, anything is possible, of course.
If I'm not mistaken, I believe Super Hoagie holds the record for most kills in a game, and he did it on Cassiopeia. I think he did it like 2 seasons ago. Somebody in chat correct me if I'm wrong, or confirm with me, because I think I remember I was casting that game and he was a sub and he played Cassiopeia and had like 23 kills. So,
Well, I definitely was not in that game. I have only been around PMLCS for a little under a year. So,
gotcha.
Still a baby.
Hey man, this is only my fourth split, something like that.
This is my second mini split. I've been a part of 2 mini splits and 1 regular split.
Gotcha.
So
Gotcha.
We'll see how it goes. But what are your thoughts going into this? Based on team comp alone, who do you think has the advantage?
Yeah, based on team comp alone, honestly, I'm not gonna lie, I don't really like either team comp. Like neither team has the great initiation. Obviously, we talked about Lissandra and Nectar. If they can get a good flank, Lissandra initiation is really good. But outside of that, you don't really have very great initiators. For BIM, I mean, you have the Seraphine ult. You have Fiora. If Fiora can split push her way to win the game, that's something you could do. You could look to do a 4-3.5. I guess Kane can kind of float around. And this time, honestly, I feel that BIM's 4-stack actually, in a 4-1 situation, could do a little bit better than they did last game. It honestly is going to depend on how well their early game is. I don't think mid lane is going to get rolled like it did last game, because Hoagie is on the Cassiopeia pick he's very comfortable with. But yeah, in my opinion, a hard engage, really great. Starting off to fights is the name of the game. To be quite honest, the lower division PMALCS players don't really fare very well in disengage comps. So my team included, when we try to play disengage comps, it doesn't work very well for us. So we found out just draft engage and you win most of your games. And so I kind of feel like neither one of these teams kind of did that. Although I will say, Four Tops, they do have more forms of hard CC. So you do have the Senna roots, which Symphonia John last game proved time and time again he can land. So you get a Senna root with a Cho'Gath knockup. Okay, yeah, there you go. There's your thing. It's just a little bit more difficult, I guess.
Yeah. And, you have the saying of wards win wars. Obviously, that's the case, but also you have to keep in mind, I'm an advocate for what I like to call a CC equals GG.
Mm-hmm.
So, you have a lot of AoE lockdown. And actually, now that I'm looking at it, something of note, it's actually Guy Fieri piloting the Lissandra. Mordekaiser is Garfield Juice, and so it's actually Fleeing Panda taking the Cho'Gath into the bot lane with Symphonia John, I'm assuming.
I don't know.
That's spicy.
I don't know. It could be Cho'Gath. We'll figure it out when we get in the game. How about that?
Yeah, that's very fair.
It could be Mordekaiser, farming Mordekaiser in the bot lane.
Farming Mordekaiser would be very interesting. But then you have a Cho'Gath jungle.
I don't know.
Man,
or a jungle Lissandra.
I said last game that they had a lot of, wiggle room to kind of flex a little bit, but I don't think they'd flex that hard. That's just borderline toxic.
That's rude. It's rude.
Absolutely.
Well, I mean, Hoagie got his Cassiopeia, so I don't think Bim's going to be too sad about the draft that Four Tops has prepared for them. But it looks like we are going to get into the game here pretty quickly. Let's check out the skin game. All right, Odyssey Kane, like it. Okay. Hextech Renekton. Ooh, look at that.
Battlecast Cho'Gath.
Yeah, Battlecast Cho'Gath is my favorite Cho'Gath skin. That was a quick load. Let's see. Scoreboard. Projector timers. Check. Go away.
I actually just got the Battlecast Cho'Gath. That skin is so good.
Yeah, it's really nice. Fun fact, when I first started playing League of Legends, I played a lot of Caitlyn and also a lot of Cho'Gath. And I played full AP Cho'Gath. That's all I did. Alright, I'm paused at 10.
I am also paused at 10.
Alright, on go. 3, 2, 1, go.
Alright. So let me just rearrange our portraits just a little bit.
I'm gonna wait till I know exactly where everybody's going to rearrange. Oh, I guess we can assume that's.
Yeah.
I think
Currently,
we can assume
everyone's going into the jungle. It is Garfield Juice with the smite, so he is going to be jungling.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to look to do a 5-man invade. Tenor could potentially get caught out here. He's passing a little bit too far forward. They're going to look to him. He's going to spot them, but he's going to get out. Another invade. I believe we saw blue side did this last time as well.
Yep.
So yeah, they're going to get a couple wards.
They did int over the 2 wards last time. They are not going to do so this time.
I know that is support. That's all I know. I know that's jungle.
So a good response actually coming out from the side of Baby Jimmy. They see the deep invade for the vision, and so they do a little bit of the same on their side. Hoagie warding right behind the wolf pit, and Jimmy dropping his ward directly in the bush right next to the blue buff. Kane obviously not needing a leash, just gonna take the Raptor camp by himself, full clear top side, full clear bot, and then take that bot scuttle.
Yeah, Big Dad Jimmy's gonna look for Necro Guy here. Get a little bit of early trading down. Gonna get a couple autos.
Oh man, that's a lot of damage. Oh, but the tower
That's
shot
a lot. Yeah, but stepped under tower rage, so that trade kind of going out even right there for Necro Guy.
Actually, I think in the long run, it's going to favor Jimmy a lot more. Jimmy does have more sustain with the passive procs and the God, I'm blanking so hard.
It's okay. I don't know really anything about Fiora, so.
A corrupting potion is what I was looking at.
But back on the bot side, Symphony John picking up right where he left off with those knockups. So yeah, he did take back on the top side. Necro Guy's gonna look to trade onto Big D Jimmy, but not gonna do much. But anyways, he did take the Glacial Augment, so there's gonna be a lot of slows for Fleeing Panda to use to get his knockups. Tenor landing the E. Root right there.
Yep.
Ooh.
This is kind of that issue that I discussed a little bit in Champ Select. The thing about Senna is you really want to be able to punish her. You don't want to be able to let her just walk up and get that damage for free, get the soul stacking super early. You really just, things like hard engage Leona, but it looks like Garfield's a little caught.
Yeah. Garfield's a little bit caught. Happy by 3. Could have looked to go a little bit further, but Guy Fieric was there, and Necro Guy was looking to come down. So smart play by him to not really overextend there. Looks like he's just going to go back and pick up the top Scuttle Crab.
Looking at the mid lane a little bit, Super Hoagie is running the Conqueror. So he's looking for a lot more extended trading of patterns, not really looking for like a phase rush, heavy kiting. I'm going to get my 3-piece in, just sort of run you down or run away from you. And Guy Fieric with the Dark Harvest is going to be looking to one-shot later on in the game. So.
Yeah, for sure. And we see both junglers heading straight down to the bot side. Kind of a deja vu from last time. The red side jungler picks up the top Scuttle Crab, and then he runs straight bot. But it looks like it's going to be Garfield Juice who's going to pick this one up on the Mordekaiser jungle. Apparently that's a thing. Had no idea.
Yeah, and people sort of forget that the same...
Oh, but back on the bot side, heals coming out from Tenor to keep him alive. Symphony John's still poking him down. There's that Glacial Augment with the knockups coming through. Doing absolute work right now for this. Don't really want to say fasting Senna because it's honestly just support Senna, but we do see Kane coming through to see if he can get a pickup kill. Necro Guy on the top. Oh my gosh, direct to camera. Here comes Kane coming in on the bot side. Symphony John's going to get immediately. He's going to flash. He's going to barrier to get away. Fleeing Panda almost takes down Tenor the Ignite. One more tick is not going to be able to land. That's a nice double knockup right there by Fleeing Panda. But Symphony John is going to get the root onto the Kane. And it looks like they are going to get out maybe. Yeah, the healing should come through and they're going to get out. So overall, all that was kind of expended were just kind of flashes on everybody in the bot lane, but Guy Fieric is here. He has TP. That is a double root by him. They are going to be able to take down Mistborn. He does not have his flash available. One more auto is going to do it, and that is first blood for Guy Fieric.
Yep, and that's something you also got to be careful about. You got to remember that this is a team game.
What? It's not solo queue?
So, really good luck there from Guy Fieric is going to be able to pick up that first blood. Really good roam timing too. He was able to get that the mid lane pushed in, caught Hoagie on a back, TP down, and get the kill for himself. Get himself first blood.
Yeah, nice job by him. But we do see Garfield Juice on the top time. Big Jimmy. I mean, Garfield Juice does not even need a Necro guy. Just picks him up right out by himself. I thought he had Bomby Cinder or something like that because it just kind of burned him to death, but apparently not. Apparently, Renekton's just strong.
So good job, buddy. Proud of you. You did what you needed to do. And you know, Necro guy really comfortable on Renekton. I don't know if you know.
Yeah, he's pretty good. He's pretty good.
Good cross map coming out from Jimmy. They see that the jungler is top, so onto the dragon they go. I know something that they struggled with a little bit in the last game was the dragon stacking. They did not have the early priority able to take these dragons, so capitalizing on this now while things are still relatively even, about 1,500 gold lead for blue side, but at this point in the game is not insurmountable.
No, definitely not an insurmountable lead. So, but it is somewhat worrying that you know, that they drafted this supposedly being able to shove bot lane, and you know they're losing to a farming Cho'Gath. So you know you want to see if you can get those CS numbers up just a little bit, so so that way you can have some priority. But they were able to get the drag based off some good, you know, map awareness, cross map awareness there. But overall game state here pretty even though they are down about 600 gold. But on the top side, Necro guy's gonna pop the ultimate. Big Diok Jimmy does still have his, so once that Renekton ult is down, look to see Big Diok Jimmy go right back in.
And something of note in this matchup, this is a very heavy skill matchup. It really comes down to the use of the stun and the
Jimmy, that's a little close there, my dude.
It really comes down to the use of the W from Jimmy.
Yeah, but back in the mid lane, that is super Hoagie's gonna get taken out immediately by Guy Fieric. A nice gank right there by the jungler. Back on the bot side, a little bit of trading going on. Jimmy does not have his flash. He used it in that last little trade, I suppose. So Necro guy gets a kill onto him. But Happy by 3 is looking for the Croc on top side. He's gonna see if he can find him.
Yeah, Jimmy just getting a little bit chunked out in this matchup. It really comes down to, and as I was trying to say before they started fighting again, it really comes down to the W usage for Fiora. If you have to really have a feel for when Renekton is going to use the W, but Necro guy, I'm sure he's played this matchup plenty of times to know. As you see, he'll slice and dice in, he'll single auto attack, wait out the Fiora W, sort of bait it with the auto attack, because usually most, you know, Renekton players will just E and get the stun and try to do their damage as quickly as possible. But that little bit of patience, the little hesitation to wait out the stun, is what's winning him this top lane right now.
Yeah, back to the top side. That is the riposte is going to be used. He's going to get ulted in. Big Diok Jimmy is, but that is the Kano going in on a Necro, guys. Currently a 1v1. Two 1v1s here, but Big Diok Jimmy is going to be able to get out, but there is the flash kill right there by Garfield Juice. He's going to go into the tower, so he's going to get taken down there by Super Hoagie. So they're going to get one back, and they're actually going to stop the Rift Herald's second charge and mid charge. I don't think I've ever seen that before.
Yep, it's a really good trade all in all. You take these little things for the side of Bimmy Jimmy. Unfortunately, right now it still is about a 4K gold lead in favor of four tops on the bottom. So it's a lot harder, but now you do have a much longer lane for the Fiora. She's really just going to be looking to farm up at this point and just try to be able to get to that, you know, 3-4 item really strong split push threat. But right now her ability to fight versus Garfield versus Necro guy is just not there.
Yeah, Super Hoagie with a really late cleanse coming out here. They're still trying to auto each other to death. Garfield Juice going to look for Hoagie. He's not going to be able to find him. And here is Kane, Havoc by 3 coming in. The Mordekaiser Passer is going to do a lot of damage. The pullback's not going to land. So both, you know, both mid laners, both junglers walk out scot-free.
Yep. And it looks like both both AP threats, or at least 2 of the AP threats, I should say, for tops are going to go for the heavy one-shot. Probably, I'd assume a Rocket Belt for Garfield Juice and the Night Harvester for Guy Fieric. I know you can look for things like the Rift Maker for Mordekaiser, go for a lot more sustained damage, but looking at the team comps, you really don't want to have these extended fights against the Fiora, against the Seraphine, against the Cassiopeia. You really just want to be able to get in, kill everybody, and get out. So I really like the itemization choices. It shows that they really are cognizant of what their win conditions are in this game. So I'm big fan. I know that for a lot of Lysandras, you can decide to go either the Night Harvester and then something like, you can either go straight into a Death Cap or you can go into a Horizon Focus, because you have your W is basically just, here's some extra damage, or you ult somebody and they take a lot more extra damage because it also applies to things that are crowd controlled. Good use here from blue side.
But Tinder might be caught out here. Yeah, he was pushed up a little bit far. He knew they were at the dragon, but he still decided to push up. He's going to pop the ult. He's going to get the double root. But I don't know if it's going to be enough. Ignite does come down. He does dodge the Sentinel, so he is able to get out. But ooh, that was very close. Very close there by Tinder.
Yep, that was a little bit of an overstep. You saw that they were going for... You saw that the announcement of the dragon being down. So as soon as you see that, you really just need to start backing up ASAP. Maybe you get a couple, you lose a few minions, but you don't lose your life, you don't use your ult, you don't lose your flash. And especially going into these mid-game fights, you really want to have that, especially on Zion.
Yeah, and you know, the extra wave is not worth it. Trust me. The extra wave is not worth it, so better be safe than sorry.
Now you get pushed off, you lose that entire plate. So not only are you giving them more gold, you're denying yourself a little bit.
Yeah, but Heavy by 3 is going to ult in onto Garfield Juice just to save his life. Super Hoagie's ult is going to land onto 2, but here comes Big Diok Jimmy. He's going to look for Garfield Juice once he comes out of the Death Realm, and he is going to pick up that kill. It's a 1-for-0 so far. Mistborn is going to land the ult onto 1. That's going to be Guy Fieric. He's going to go golden just to stay alive. Necro Guy right here looking to fight here on the cave, but Big Diok Jimmy's caught out by himself. It's a 1v3 for him, and he's going to be able to riposte the knockup, but he's not going to be able to do much more than that. He's going to get shut down, but he is going to pick the trade kill back up onto the Lysandra. So overall, a 2-for-1 for the side of BIM.
Yeah, that was really good. You get the 2-for-1, you save Hoagie's life. You lose on Jimmy, but Jimmy also trades back. I think that Guy Fieric may have had it shut down. Yes, he did.
I don't know. Let's look.
Yep, it looks like he did get a 150 bonus shutdown gold. So that's really huge for him getting back into this game. And you got Hoagie somehow surviving in the Death Realm with almost no mana whatsoever.
Yeah, I don't really know how that one happened.
And the interesting choice I see as well for Hoagie is he's not building a tier. So
yeah,
interesting choice.
Yeah, to be quite frank, I don't really know AP Millender builds very well. So I honestly have never played Cassiopeia, so I don't know she builds. So I'm gonna trust you on that one.
Well, the thing is, when you have very heavy machine gun caster like Cassiopeia, like Rise, you know, people who are just going to be spamming their abilities as much as they possibly can to get a lot of DPS. Getting the tier has just so much innate value, and now, especially because you're able to have it as a starting item, you're able to unlock your mana pool a lot sooner. So,
okay.
Just a bit of a interesting choice. It means that it's not the end of the world that he doesn't go tier. It just means that he's going to have to be a lot more careful about how his mana management is. For a fight here in the top side jungle.
Yeah, fight the top side jungle. Heavy by 3 wanted to look for the Cho'Gath, but he was not able to get it. TP's coming through. 4. It looks like, oh my gosh, Garfield G's absolutely just obliterates Happy Bite 3 off the face of the map. It's a 1 for 0. Not much to fight over here. Yeah, I don't really know why they were looking for that fight. You know, you have your AD carry bot side, you have Fiora top side. They were trying to fight. Not quite sure about that one, so they are punished for it.
A little bit of a back and forth coming out in the all chat.
Oh, what? I'm not even in it right now. But Mistborn is gonna. Oh no, the ult's not gonna land on a Garfield Juice. He is able to sidestep that one, but Tenner's gonna get a lot of damage done onto him. But Big Dark Jimmy once again trying to fight Necro Guy, but he's down 2 levels, so it's not the best. So Necro Guy is gonna win out on that one. He might look to even dive Big Dark Jimmy right here.
Yeah.
Jimmy does have his flash available, so he could be okay.
If I'm Necro Guy, I'm looking to dive this. I'm looking to crash this, and as soon as he goes, and he's forced to run away from the tower.
Yeah, forced to run away from the tower, but Garfield Juice is gonna get chased down. I'm so confused at what is happening right now. I'm not gonna lie.
I don't know. Oh, the back stopped.
Oh my. Not sure about that one, Chief. But anyways, the shutdown comes through for Mistborn. They're already able to take the Renekton down. Happy by 3 is looking for Guy Fieric, but he doesn't have a squad to back him up. So this Drake is just gonna have to go. It's only the second point of the game, so not the biggest deal ever. It's not like they're stacking 3 Drakes and it's Soul Point. They want to try to get their waves. They need to farm. They need to farm because they are down about almost 6,000 gold, about 5.5 at this point. So they need to farm and see if they can get back into this game.
Yeah, it's looking pretty rough right now for Baby Jimmy. Obviously, it's not the end. You have Cassiopeia scaling, you have Fiora scaling, you have Kayn that's gonna be hopefully turning into an unstoppable drain tank later on. Plus you have the Seraphine factor, the amount of sustain and healing that will come out of her, especially that she has some instant renewer. It's doable, but it's very, very hard. And coming out in the top lane, you don't have Jimmy. Just doesn't have the ability to really win these all-out extended trades like you would want. He doesn't win the burst trades to begin with, also because it's Renekton. Renekton just does a lot of damage up front with his abilities, and ever since he got the healing cut on that Bramble Vest, it's gonna do wonders for fighting the Fiora,
yeah.
fighting the King.
Yeah, Happy by 3 is one to go. He keeps wanting to take these fights that are just not quite there, and now it looks like Tenor and Mistborn are going to get engaged on. Both flashes are expended. They're not able to land the center route, but they're going to still look for more. Mistborn does have his ultimate available, so if they dive on, he could try to ult the entire line, but he just decides to ult the Renekton there, so not going to be able to land on multiple people. Tenor's going to get taken down. That's a rampage and a 3 for 0 for the side of 4 top.
Yep, and that was just a little bit of overstepping. They have full control of your jungle. That's not even a question, it's just there. So you have to play with as much respect as you possibly can. Happy by 3 just getting a little bit disrespectful and not respecting the amount of damage and the amount of crowd control that is on the side of 4 tops.
Yeah, meanwhile, 4 tops, they are being respectful, like you said. They could have potentially, honestly, looked to get a Nexus tower or 2 here, but they decide, we want to back up. We want to spend this gold. We just killed 4 people. We got a lot of money in our pockets. We want to get out, but it looks like they're going to be setting it for pick. Pings are coming through here, because if they get this pick right here, that's going to be game.
Yeah, and even if it's not game, you have taken the mid inhib. You have the ability to just rotate over the Baron. You don't take it all that quickly, but you do have Renekton, who does a decent amount of damage. Senna's going to be doing a decent amount of damage, and Mordekaiser with the damage over time with the passive and the autos are also going to be doing a lot of damage. So you can take this Baron as it spawns, as they are looking to do, and you have Might on Garfield Juice and the Chomp for Fleeing Panda. So
yeah, looking at all the ultimates.
If they try.
Yeah.
Possibly.
All the ultimates are available except for the Senna ult, which is coming through in just a second. But Mistborn and Tinder, they do not have theirs available. So those are two really big tools that are not there. And also, one thing to note, Super Hoagie does not have TP, and he is in his base. So if a fight breaks out, he can't really join. Necro Guy can't either. He doesn't have his teleport available. Not quite sure why they didn't just send Eric down to the bot lane to potentially do that. But I think they just kind of said, hey, Andrew, let's go in the game. We're going to dance around here. They'll probably they might overextend onto us. But Fleeing Panda is going to look to fight 3 people. Happy by 3 is going to go onto him, and he might get taken down here. Fleeing Panda does go golden. The Seraphine ult is going to land, but meanwhile on the top side, Guy Fieric is going to dodge the riposte damage, and he is going to take down Big Ziok Jimmy. Meanwhile, back in the jungle, Happy by 3 is floating around looking for Symphonia John here. A couple more autos from Happy by 3 are going to do it. The knockup does not land, but still on the bot side, Necro Guy is still pushing this tower in. He's still pushing this wave in. You know, that fight was just a distraction. They were just trying to stop the backs so they could shove this wave in. But Necro Guy could potentially get collapsed on here if he does not back away soon.
Yep, he could get collapsed on, but right now they don't really have a lot of their strong collapsing onto the Renekton ultimates. They don't have the Seraphine ult, they don't have the Kayn ult. They really would just have to look for a good... You obviously don't want to use the Xayah ult aggressively in that kind of manner, especially when you're diving into a Renekton that's really strong and also really tanky. So there's not really anybody in the game right now that can really contest this Renekton.
Yeah.
He has the finished Play the Ruin King. He has the Bramble Vest. He's actually, it looks like, probably working on a Sunfire Aegis as his mythic.
Yeah.
Instead of something that you would see that's a little bit more standard, like the Gore Drinker or the Stride Breaker. Given something like possibly a Divine Sunder is an option, but it looks like it's just going to be straight on to...
Yeah, they're going to look for Eric. That's a nice flash by him to get away from Big Ziok Jimmy. The exhaust comes through from Mistborn, so he's going to be able to keep his top laner alive. Tinder is also there. Happy by 3 is also there. They're going to look to see if they can get something here. That is a bounty on his head, so if they are able to get this kill, that's a nice root. The ult comes through. The Gale Force comes through. The Kayn ult is negated right there, and Guy Fieric's actually going to escape because they realize, hey guys, they're in our base. Mistborn's getting knocked up. He's getting rooted. He's taken down by Symphonia John. The Cassiopeia ult's only going to stunt the Cho'Gath here, so they are going to be able to even push this wave even further in. Renekton's on the bot side once again trying to split push Big Ziok. Jimmy's looking for Symphonia John. He's not going to find him, and Garfield Juice is unstoppable. That's a nice ult route onto Fleeing Panda, but not much else is going to come out of that. Into the Death Realm goes Super Hoagie, and he might get taken down in just a second. One more Q is going to do it, and there it is. That's the shutdown gold onto the Cho'Gath, but Garfield Juice is dominating. But more shutdown gold. Happy by 3 is going to take down Garfield Juice there. On the bot side, Necro Guy pops his ult. He's going to go in. He says, I don't care if it's a 1v2. I'll just kill you both. He's going to pick up one. He's going to pick up the second. It's a double kill for Necro Guy.
Yep, he is massive right now. And I don't mean like the increase in size he gets from his ult. He is just so strong right now. 70 CS up on him. 172 CS at 24-minute mark here. Has the Blade of the Ruin King, has the Sunfire Aegis. He's just so very tanky and does a lot of damage because he's so far escalated as far as his item build.
Yeah, he's so far ahead, honestly. And it really started early on. If you think all the way back to level 1, Jimmy had a really nice jump onto Necro Guy, actually. He was able to do a really good amount of damage onto him. But then Jimmy took that tower shot, and then it was just kind of like, oh, well, that great damage you just did is gone. And it felt like after that, it was all Necro Guy, you know? So what could have been an early successful first couple levels turned kind of into disaster for Jimmy, and it's just kind of spiraled into the rest of this game.
Mm-hmm. It's,
the game of inches.
Oh, absolutely. And right now, 4 tops and a bottom are looking to take it all the way home, clearing out the vision on the Baron. Hopefully looking to probably get this one started, especially now that you have super minions crashing into the bottom lane. The blue trinket is going to spot it out. They don't really care. They can't really contest it too much. Because realistically, Happy by 3 goes in. What's going to happen? He's going to get hit by the Death Realm. then neither jungler has access to the Baron, but they still have access to the feast.
Yeah, but Necro Guy held on. I don't know if you noticed this, but Necro Guy just sat in the base, watched the fight, wanted to see where it was going to turn, to choose where his teleport was going to go. He decides to TP into the base. He's going to take on that second inhib. Meanwhile, Garfield Juice is taking out Center. Big Diok Jimmy's going to get nom 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 right there by Fleeing Panda. And Garfield Juice doesn't really care. He's just going to go in on everybody. The passive does damage through the Zhonya's, but Necro Guy actually did not take down that inhib. Sorry, I misspoke there. But looks like they're going to get it regardless. Currently a 3v5. They could look to potentially end this. They do have a decent amount of sustain from Symphonia John if he wants to heal Garfield Juice back up. But it looks like they could try to take this game. They could look to go for the end here.
Yep. And I mean, you got nothing left to take other than Baron, and you're knocking down. You have such a big wave with super minions coming. You might as well just take the base, take the base, take the base.
Yeah, take the base. That's a lot of damage, though. I don't know if they'll be able to do it. They're still trying to look for it. Big Diok Jimmy's alive, and he wants to try to go for something. But it seems like right there, he's going to get the shutdown onto the Mordekaiser. Necro Guy's still looking for the Nexus. He's not going to find it. Jimmy's going on to Symphonia John, but he cannot quite grab that one. It's a shutdown for Tenor. Fleeing Panda is running for his life. So Symphonia John is a TP. Going to be behind Symphonia John. And they're and Symphonia John's going to get taken down there. So an overstay. Happy by 3 still looking for Fleeing Panda. He might be able to get this one, but that is a one tanky Cho'Gath. He doesn't have much mana. Hype by 3 does have his ultimate available whenever he gets ready to pop it, so he should be able to get this kill here. Yeah, there's the ultimate. He's going to pop R2 here in a second, and boom, he's going to pick up that kill, and that is an ace for Bimmy Jimmy Power Hour here at the goal line.
Yep, and I laugh not at Panda missing the flash over the wall. I'm laughing because as soon as that whole ordeal happened, you just see Necro Guy in all chat saying, "My team is trolling. 9x report, please."
Wait, let's see. Oh. All right, we'll call it a draw. It says happy by 3. Oh man. Happy by 3.
Man.
He's trying to get the Drake, but it's not gonna happen. Or did it? No, it did not happen.
Taking down by blue team, so that is Cloud Soul coming in for them, and that's actually huge for them. Obviously, there's an exposed Nexus, so it doesn't mean too much in the grand scheme of things. But just having the soul is really nice. Having that bonus movement speed, especially when you're trying to run down the enemy team who will attempt to kite you out, makes it super hard. And look at that. Necro is trying to do just that and run down on Jimmy, but Jimmy actually doing a lot of damage.
Yeah, he did a good job getting out of the way, dodging the riposte damage right there, but they're going to take him down. It's currently a 4-on-5, and that is a large death timer right there. They could look to just end the game right here, but it does look like they're going to make the slow play. They're going to walk the waves in. They're going to really secure this game. They're going to look for the tower. They're going to look for the inhib. Nice knock up there by Fleeing Panda. Oh, wow, that's a nice 3-man root there by Guy Fieric. They're not really going to be able to get much out of it, but that's a 3-man charm. Guy Fieric's able to go golden before he gets under the Nexus, but that is going to be all she wrote, ladies and gentlemen. Symphonia John Necro Guy are going to finish this Nexus off, and is going to be a 2-0 for 4-top over Bimmy Jimmy Power Hour.
Yep, and GG's coming out from both sides. Really good game. Just as much of a slobber knocker, if not more so than the first game.
All right, I actually had the stats this time. I didn't forget. I didn't troll.
Taking it in less than 30 minutes is showing that they're really good, really strong coming into what will be playoffs later on down the road.
Yeah, so well, if you guys are not aware, there is only 1 week following this week. So there is 1 week left. So let's take a look at the damage here real quick. Actually, Necro Guy did not have most damage on his team. He only had 14-7. That was actually went to the Mordekaiser. But I mean, while Necro Guy was split pushing, we said nobody could handle him. Nobody could handle him. I mean, the Mordekaiser was literally running into 3 people and killing all of them. So props to him. Props to Garfield Juice there on his performance. Props to honestly all of 4-top. coming in and taking the 2-0 victory. If you could get the
Yep,
get
I'm
the
working on
thing.
the straw poll right now.
Oh my gosh, you're incredible. Sorry, I'll
Thank
never
you.
do that again. All right, let me get the. All right, score 0-2. Excuse us 1 second, folks, while we rearrange a couple things. For top. Oh. All right. So, straw polls there in the chat if you want to go vote. Our game 1 MVP, let me refresh results one last time. Our game 1 MVP was Garfield Juice, the AD carry that game. And game number 1 for 4 top. Game number 2, let's talk about MVP. You know, we talked about Necro Guy. He absolutely smacked his lane. At one point, I think he was Flame Horizoning his lane opponent there. But I mean, Garfield Juice in those team fights was just absolutely a menace. I can't get over how much Shiku was just able to soak up attention, soak up damage, just soak up, and also just deal the most damage on his team. So for me, honestly, the MVP is Garfield Juice. Necro Guy, I mean, the stat line's not that impressive, but I mean, the pressure he was able to put on the other team was just ridiculous.
Yeah, I think you can make a strong case for either one of them. I think you could also make a strong case again for Symphonia John, as Senna really popping off again this game. Not nearly as showy as it was in the last game, but still a very good showing overall. I think you can also say Guy Fieric. He had a really good TP down in the bot lane to get the first blood on the overstep. But I think I personally am going to give it to Necro Guy. He just pulled a lot of pressure. He was just a monster. He played the lane matchup really well. Like I said, it's a skill matchup for Fiora Renekton, and he showed that he has the skills to pay the bills, and he got the W. So I think his itemization was really good in the lane. I think he, showed that he's not, somebody to sleep on. So I am going to go Necro Guy, personally.
Skills to pay the bills. I love that one. I really like that one. I'm going to use that in the future. So if you have not voted, guys, go ahead and vote in the MVP voting real quick. But in the meantime, our game 1 MVP was Garfield Juice. So if Garfield Juice... Actually, let's do this. Garfield and Necro, how about they both jump into player of the game so we can talk to, the captain and an MVP. Wait, Necro Guy was not the captain. I'm an idiot. Don't listen to me. Eric is the captain. Oops. Oh, man. I'm sorry. It's been a long day. But yeah, so you got a few minutes to go vote, guys. Necro Guy or Garfield Juice. It's very close right now. We're going to give it another couple minutes. But I'm going to go ahead and head down to player of the game 1. Garfield, if you could go ahead.
Or we could just stay here.
Oh my gosh.
Go ahead and dab.
Oh, man. Well,
we're spoiled.
I'm going to give it one more refresh. And I call it after the refresh. Refresh results. It's actually a tie.
Nah, give it to Necro Juice.
What?
Give it to Necro Juice. Give it to Necro Juice, dude.
By the way, Super Hoagie, thanks for subbing. Somebody else subbed earlier as well. I can't remember who it was. I believe it was Yugi TFT, maybe, that subbed. But thank you guys for subbing. It helps out the league a whole lot. We're able to give out cool skins. Yeah, Yugi TFT at 38 months. Helps us give out a whole lot of skins, whole lot of prizes. But, Andrew, go ahead and get in here. We'll talk to all 3 of you guys.
Ew, he's stinky.
I mean, you picked him.
Regrettably.
Troll.
That's toxic. Just because he said he wanted to 9x you guys, that's toxic.
So I want to actually talk about the lane assignments or position assignments and draft. Because honestly, that second game, we had no idea where any of you guys were going.
Well, we said if they don't ban Senna, we're gonna pick 4 top lane champions. Now Lissandra's a bit of a stretch, obviously, but like she was a top laner at one point. So we Panda's like, I want to play Cho'Gath bot. And so we were trying to figure out the swaps, and the best swap was me mid Jonesy jungle then. So
That's really funny. I would have played Cho'Gath bot.
And then we wanted to bait. So we were thinking, Jimmy was wanting to, by not banning the Renekton, we're gonna bait out, and like he's trying to get us to pick the Renekton early so he can pick the counter pick. Well, then if we pick Cho'Gath and Mordekaiser, they're like, oh, well, Fiora counters both of them, so thinking one of those is gonna be top lane, and then that's when we pull the switcheroo and go no.
Yeah, I thought the Mordekaiser top was the pick. So Mr. Juice, OG Juice man, Garfield Juice, talk to me about
Mr. Juice.
Mr. Juicer. Talk to me about y'all's first game. We talked about how Senna and Silver was going to be oppressive, but oh my lord, didn't think it was going to be that much oppressive. So talk about y'all's laning phase and how you were able to translate that into the rest of the game.
So I'm very comfortable on on Sivir as far as ADCs go. Like I don't have to do much, especially with the build that I go. I literally just throw Qs and do tons of damage, and I don't really have to do well early. And they had all squishies. They didn't really have a front line in that first game, so literally all I have to do is throw out my Qs. And then with Senna as your support, it makes it really easy for you to get your Dark Harvest stacks. And with the slows and stuff, it makes it easier to hit your Qs. And if you hit your Qs, you're gonna win. You're gonna do with tons of damage. So
especially with an Infernal Soul. As soon as I saw his Infernal Soul, I'm like, oh, this is perfect.
And then I also have a built-in go button. So we have a Volibear, like
Yeah.
ult go. Like we have a Garen ult, we go. Like we literally just that plus Senna, Shadow, whatever you want to call that.
That was a fast bear.
Speed up.
The moment where there were a couple times in that game where like Necro's like, no, don't go so far up. I'm like, do you realize how fast I am right now?
Dude, you should have seen the chat. Everybody's like, Speedy Bear. It was like, it was really funny.
It feels so good to just aggressively run at people.
Yeah, especially if you have the police officer Volibear, you're just, sir, I need your license and registration. Please step out of the car, please.
God.
Chris,
you got anything?
Not really. I'd just like to applaud you guys. I think your drafting in this series was really good. You threw us for a loop for sure a couple times, but overall, I think you guys had a really good game plan. I think you guys stuck to it really well. So props to you guys.
Well, undersung part of having Panda on your team is Panda's really good about working with Pigban. He's got a good mind for it, and Necro is good at it, and I'm pretty good at it. So between the three of us, we can usually pump out a draft that we're at least happy with.
Yeah. And that second game, I'm not gonna lie, we were kind of. I should have said I don't like this team. I don't like either of these two cups. What is this?
Well,
4 takes? I mean, or like 3 takes of Lissandra and a Senna. What is this?
Well, it's 4 tops. It's 4 tops in a pot.
Oh my gosh! Little did we know they were just memeing on us.
Well, and the reality is that game basically meant like nothing because we can't get first place unless we 2-0. And like I guess technically there's a world where if we lose that game and you all 4-0, then and we don't take a game, there's some question marks there, but like in reality that game basically didn't mean anything. So we were having some fun with the draft and
you have a little bit
switch things up a little bit. Yeah, exactly.
Well,
limit this a little bit.
Unless you got anything else, Chris?
I think I am good here.
All right, from here, us here, the BMALCS. I'm Revan, that was Egg Boy, and that was 4 tops taking 2-0 over Bimmy Jimmy Power Hour. They moved to 10-2. 10-2, heading into the final week of the regular season for the lower split. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for tuning in, and we will see you guys on the flip-flop later.
Tomorrow at 9 is the next match.
Oh yeah, tomorrow night. Come watch. Who are we playing again? We're playing. Oh god.
Bees and Doms.
Yeah. We're playing Doms. Yeah. come watch Bees versus Doms. It's a battle for 3rd. Hopefully, maybe if you guys troll, we can get 2nd place. I don't know.
You can't get second place at this point.
I can't. Oh no.
You're at 6 wins. You
Oh,
next
yeah.
is 10.
Yeah.
If we get 0-2, do we have the tiebreaker?
Ah, shit. Okay, well,
You fuck kid.
The thought was there.
it's a battle hey, let's not troll our way out of playoffs.
True.
Hey, we haven't been 1-1 all year, so it's either 2-0 or 0-2, man. We're feast or famine, bro. We get 2-0 or 0-2 every week. That's how it works. And let's hope we're on the 2-0.
Consistently inconsistent.
Consistently inconsistent. That's how we roll. All right. Well, anyways, catch people later. See ya.
Later.
Good night.